It's very likely that if you're watching this video, you might have heard from someone or somewhere telling you that you have to become the best version of yourself. And guess what? Becoming the best version of yourself is the best thing that can ever happen to you. But do you understand what it takes to truly become the best version of yourself? Do you know what you have to do? Because most of these speakers, most of the people who talk about it, they're very vague with this explanation. But it's extremely important that you actually understand at a very deep core what it truly means to become the best version of yourself. And if you really think about it, becoming the best version of yourself, what it really takes is for you to experiment and experiment a lot. Do a lot of things. Do the things that inspire you. Do the things that catch your attention. Do the things that make your heartbeat go up. The things that excite you naturally. The things that you don't have to wait for other people to tell you, like, hey, you know what? This is really cool. Why don't you give it a try? You don't have to wait for anybody to do that because you already feel it. Something inside of you, your intuition is telling you, hey, this is really cool. Why don't you give it a shot? But guess what? Most of us are so stuck. We're stuck in a routine right now. We're living our day-to-day, doing the same things over and over and over again. Why? Because we know what to expect. Some of us are stuck in that comfort zone. We're stuck doing the same thing that's already comfortable for us to do. We know what to expect. We know what result we're gonna get. There is no wondering. There is no surprises. And most importantly, there is almost no risk of failure because you understand the process. If you're doing it every single day, how can you fail if you know exactly what steps you're supposed to take? But here's the thing. You living on a routine like that is not getting you any closer to you becoming the best version of yourself. Actually, the opposite is what's happening. It's actually stopping you from becoming the best version of yourself because it's preventing you from trying new things, from testing, from experimenting, from going out there and trying new things that you've never tried before. And who knows, perhaps you don't even have any guidance to help you out along the way when you go and actually try that one thing, or two, or three, or five, or 10. Sometimes there is no guidance. Sometimes all you really have is yourself. But guess what? That's all you really need. You only need yourself, and you need to trust yourself and have massive, massive confidence in yourself that when you go out there and you try that one new thing, that you'll be able to make a massive impact. Now, sure, as opposed to you being stuck in a routine, now that you're trying something new, the risk of failure is much higher. Much, much higher. Why? Because like I said previously, perhaps you don't have any guidance. You don't have that someone holding you by the hand and telling you, this is step 1, this is step 2, and this is step 3. And in step 3, you're gonna fail. But here's the way to solve it. Perhaps you don't have that. You don't have that person. Sure, you can educate yourself and prepare yourself for what steps are to come. But guess what? When you're in there, once you go and actually try it, you experience it firsthand, it's a whole different game. You're there. You're about to experience failure in real time. This is not just in your head anymore. You're gonna actually experience failure, and you're gonna have to understand how to pick yourself up from that failure and get back into it. But guess what? Most people don't understand failure because they're stuck in that routine. They're stuck in that comfort zone all the time. And guess what? When you're stuck in that comfort zone all the time, your risk of failure is so minimal. And guess what? In order for you to deal with failure, you actually have to practice that. It's not just enough to listen to somebody on TV or on a movie trying to inspire you to deal with failure. It's not enough to just watch a video like this. You You actually have to go and try new things consistently. That way you're consistently exposed to failure, and every single time you're exposed to that failure, you learn something new. You learn how to actually understand it. You learn to experience it, and you learn how to deal with it. But if you're not exposed to failure consistently, then you'll never be able to do that. And if you don't do that, well, you'll never be able to get closer and closer to you becoming the best version of yourself. Because guess what? The best version of yourself, what it really means is that you're able to tap into your fullest potential. And as a human being, we all have very different potentials due to our personality, due to the circumstances that we were born under. We all have different talents, different skills, different passions, different everything. Even though we may be similar in the fact that we're humans, we're all very different when it comes to our passions and the way we see the world. And guess what? You becoming the best version of yourself, what that means is that you'll be able to express who you are, your uniqueness in its entirety. You'll be able to understand all of that. And guess what? That feeling is going to be amazing. But guess what? You'll never get there. You'll never get there if you don't experiment, if you don't try new things, because all you will really have is dreams and aspirations. And all you'll do is just wonder and wonder. You may be going to work every single day, and all you do is wonder. You ponder, you imagine how it would be like if you were doing this other thing or this other thing. But then you come back to reality and you realize that this is all you are. You think this is all you are. You think that all you are is an employee. You think that all you are is whatever it is that you're doing day to day. But guess what? That's not you. That's only a part of you. And guess what? If you're stuck somewhere doing something that you don't like, you'll never be great at it. You'll never be able to explore your full potential there because you don't like it. Look, it doesn't matter what society says. It doesn't matter what your family, what your friends, what your boss, what your acquaintances, the people around you, it doesn't matter what they say. Who cares if they tell you that this is important, this is important, this is important, this other thing is important? Nothing of what they consider important should be important to you, no matter how delicate the topic is. If you don't care, you don't care. But what you should care about is what you care about. Whatever your passions are, whatever you love, that's what should matter to you the most. Everything else is there. It's optional. You can decide to like it or not. Who cares? But you have to honor and respect that which you love, that which you have natural passion for. Because that is natural, that is you, that is truly you, as opposed to whatever the people around you are telling you that really matters. Because that's what matters to them. So you have to find whatever matters to you. But guess what? You'll never find out how much it matters to you until you actually go and try it. You go and you have a first-hand experience. That's when you truly know. And remember to not base it on failure either. Because you will fail, no matter what journey you decide to embark into, no matter how much passion there is in that journey, you will fail. No matter how much talent you have, you will fail. No matter how much skills you have, no matter how smart you are, no matter how high your IQ is, the truth is you're going to fail at some point. And that's normal, that's perfectly normal. That has to happen in order for you to grow and continue this journey of becoming the best version of yourself. But guess what? You'll never get there. You'll never get there if you don't experiment, if you're not willing to go through failure. So stick with the things that really matter to you, pursue them, and pursue them all the way. And I can assure you, you will learn so much about yourself. So much. You have no idea. Now, like I said, some of you watching this video right now, you guys are stuck in a day-to-day routine. constantly doing the same thing every single day. Perhaps that is working, that's giving you some results, that's making you successful. And perhaps this is not the right moment to just break out of that, because it will create chaos, and perhaps that lifestyle that you're currently living will be compromised. And this is the reality. So this is ultimately your choice. You have to make a decision. What matters to you more? Your success, which could be doing something that you don't love, but it's success anyway. Or you can choose to go the route of passion and love and pursue that. And yes, it'll be rough, it'll be challenging, but believe me, it'll be rewarding. You'll be rewarded so much, because at the end, you'll become the best version of yourself doing something that you love. And guess what? You'll be happy. And because you're happy, you will be successful anyway. It may take longer now than the success you're attaining right now, but believe me, it's going to be so much more meaningful, it's so much more bigger. And that's ultimately what you want. As a human being, that's all we crave. We crave happiness. That's really what we want at the end of the day. So never compromise happiness for comfort. They are not the same. As a matter of fact, comfort is the enemy of happiness. You stepping out of that comfort is one step closer to happiness, and that puts you one step closer to becoming the best version of yourself.